I'm a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or colored, Your Honor. Okay, and I'm going to let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool with that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a Moorish American. Sovereign. Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violated my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a national. I'm a Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
So, a sovereign citizen just had a courtroom meltdown, and honestly, it was like watching a live improv show with no script and zero logic. But here's the twist. Instead of immediately shutting it down, the judge took a different approach this time. She actually tried to reason with him, calmly engaging instead of cutting him off. I'm not entirely sold on that strategy, though. Let's be real. Sovereign citizens tend to treat kindness like an open invitation to dive deeper into nonsense. It's less about dialogue and more about derailing the entire process. And this guy? He wasn't exactly radiating brilliance. Drop your IQ guesses in the comments because wow. But hey, let's jump into the footage and watch this judge walk the tightrope between patience and courtroom chaos as she takes on this clown show live.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
Your Honor, if I can help you.
I'm Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but okay. I'm Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams, okay.
No, I'm not Michael Williams, Your Honor. Okay. I am Williams L.
Okay, so here's the thing, Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No, so Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or colored, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present. And so that's fine, but I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold
you
on.
that document,
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Your Honor?
If we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine. But it's going to be as if you didn't appear for court today because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right. So I'm just saying when
Williams L is here today. I'm just letting you know who I am, ma'am. Yes, I do. Okay. I am Williams L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm going to have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm going to let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool with that, and I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a Moorish American.
Okay. Did you want to offer? Okay. Did you want to offer for it or no? Are you going to try and I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you going to want a trial? Are you going to try and want to?
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay, so if you're not going to participate, we're just going to act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on record.
Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate, okay?
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am. I'm participating. I do not agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine, but if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's violating a constitutional right, ma'am.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want a what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want an offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. So you can, I'm not going to.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violated my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
Okay, hold up. Can we give a standing ovation to the prosecutor? This guy read the room like a pro and finally voiced what we've all been thinking. He nailed it. How are you going to shout about the government having no jurisdiction and then 2 minutes later, cry about your constitutional rights being violated? That's not how reality works, my guy. It's peak sovereign citizen logic, denying the system while begging it for protection. It's like insisting a restaurant doesn't exist, then raging when your food doesn't come out. Total nonsense. These folks say they don't belong to the country, yet expect all the perks that come with citizenship. At this point, I truly believe they skimmed one sentence from the Constitution, completely misunderstood it, and built their entire identity around it. Just wild.
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get
I'm
it,
a
but
Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. That's it. I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it. You put
I can
yourself on.
speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking
Now
for
calling the
myself.
matters
Y'all
of the
violating my
people.
rights. That's a
Now
sovereign.
calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record.
I am Williams L.
All right. Sir,
I don't have a name. I have a title.
This is the date and time set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right, so how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right, that motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So it's been
special appearance.
denied, so you can either participate today.
I am participating. I'm here.
No.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams, it appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I
like
wanted to
dismiss
participate.
these
I'm just
matters.
letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets, so he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant, so these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
Don't go anywhere, because just when you think it can't get worse, this sovereign citizen makes a second courtroom appearance, and somehow, it's even more unhinged than the first. I wish I were joking, but this guy really walked in and dropped the legal equivalent of a mic. Dismiss my case. That's it. No argument, no explanation, just vibes. I can't tell if he's trolling or genuinely that confused, but either way, it's next level ridiculous. Some sovereign citizens at least rehearse their fantasy law monologues, but not this guy. He went full improv with no plan. Let me know what you think. Is this cluelessness or performance art? Either way, buckle up because round 2 is wild.
Williams L.
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is.
Okay.
And then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay. And is there another name that you have?
That's not my name. That's just my title.
Okay. What's your title that you have, sir?
Williams L.
And then is that your name or your title?
My title.
Okay. You don't have a name at all?
No,
I'm
not Christian.
All right. It's my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, the court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial, a bench, or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on that. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or codes or regulations.
So when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your options at this point in time. If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't driving. I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger?
I was parked. And it was harassing.
You sure you don't want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir. You can have.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I can't, because I do not consent. I can't.
So here's what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process. So it's just gonna go back into warrant status. Because you have to pick one of the options, yes.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle. And I understand what you just said. That's why I said, right. Did you want counsel?
I'm not a United States citizen.
All right, I think this is where I draw the line. At some point, this courtroom sideshow needs to end. Hot take incoming, but the judge really should have dropped the hammer already. Whether it's contempt or moving straight to sentencing, the endless back and forth is just exhausting. I get wanting to be fair, but it's hard not to feel like this courtroom's been hijacked by nonsense. Lock him up, let him reflect, or at least give him some quiet time to rethink life choices. Although, let's be honest, he'd probably still be sitting in a cell claiming he's exempt from maritime law. But really, let me know, do you think this guy has any hope of snapping out of it? Or is he just stuck in delusion mode forever?
Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law. Supreme Court case, Supreme Court case, Self versus Ray. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm on common law. And if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party? Or I ask for this case to be dismissed off like a jurisdiction.
I deny the motion for the case to be dismissed. So you have these options, or else it's just going to remain.
And I'm under duress because you forcing me saying you're going to put a warrant out for my arrest.
It's already out there.
But that's violating my 13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a crime has been committed.
So you can't.
You can't violate my.
Okay, let me finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that
you have to go by
either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
The laws do apply. What do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was about to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that because I wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here to make sure.
Do you have a liability? Do you have a bond?
I'm not going to argue with you, Mr.
I'm not arguing. I'm under law.
Mr. Williams L. Those are your options. If you don't want any of those options, it's going to remain in warrant status.
You're forcing me. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man. You can't go against Constitution.
Okay, Mr.
You took an oath. You swore an oath to follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man. Somebody's going to get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Yep. Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Williams L., I was about to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do
You
not
have to choose
consent.
one of those.
I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things.
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, all right?
You're right.
You can't
All right.
force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my
You can
constitutional
go up to the
rights.
fifth floor and make a complaint.
That's because you're violating my constitutional rights.
All right.
And I'm
Thank
gonna ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
you. Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that. I just
Okay,
asked
you can
for the
ask
case to be
him, go
dismissed.
ahead and ask the sheriff for my liability bond. It's fine.
Took an oath to swear to the Constitution. You took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Miss Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you
I'm
so
not
much.
Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay, he said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American. I'm a Moorish. Sorry.
Moorish American and he's a sovereign.
I have a nationality.
I've got to be honest, I'm not a fan of how the judge handled this one. Patience is great and all, but at some point, enough is enough. Sovereign citizens aren't just confused souls. They're adults making a mockery of the legal system, and treating them with kid gloves only encourages the circus to keep spinning. Not long ago, this kind of courtroom behavior would have landed you in contempt in a heartbeat. Now, it's almost like we're handing out free stage time. And it's not just annoying, it's dangerous. These antics slow down the court system, waste valuable resources, and in some cases, things even escalate to violence. It's no longer just a weird legal trend, it's a real problem. Imagine someone setting their house on fire, then ranting about property rights while it burns. That's what we're dealing with. It's time to stop indulging and start holding them accountable. Anyway, let me know what you thought about this courtroom debacle and whether the judge should have taken a firmer stance. Appreciate you watching and take care out there.